Just how, just how strict is this customs check?
Way strict. They keep planes on the ground for hours. I do recall it being a bit extreme. They were even confiscating gumdrops and marshmallows.
Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them.
That's right. Gavin was in Borginia, wasn't he? I remember shutting off some metal detectors several times. Had to practically strip naked to walk through.
Here's a travel tip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glimmerous fop.
That's pretty extreme. Borginia has this rep on I didn't lay back place. Truth is, they're beyond hardcore with security. The Republic of Borginia is a peaceful, pleasant country, so level security shows how truly concerned they are with their cocoons. That's the situation. If there's no way to get cocoons out of there, I'd sure like to know.
The replica has to be the key to his motive. There's got to be a way to find out what he was up to. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling.
Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure, but all we get are reports on the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copying. If you want, I can tell you a few of them. Maybe you'll succeed and get rich.
I would be interested in hearing, purely from a legal perspective, of course. I weep for our judicial system.
Objection! Aha!
Actually, there is one way.
What?
One way to get something out of country. No checks.
What is it?
You become a prosecutor.
A prosecutor? I don't believe it.
Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it you told me yesterday at your office? Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched?
Quite. The Catawba's wrapped in several sheets of vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched till the day of the concert. Are you saying the Catawba's?
With cocoons this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia.
What?
Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, the guitar had some work done on it recently, right?
Work? Good memory, her forehead.
Sounds like someone just actually went inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
An igniter!
Exactly. Consider this, if you will. What if the igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean? He means this, of course.
There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could have used a piggy Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access, like a member of the band?
Ugh.
Order! 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 So the igniter
Was placed there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution.
a precaution?
Ah, her forehead. At last it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro, the general sounds of Lamia's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen. A harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar.
I see.
But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting the guitar being all wrapped. I only remember the band could get near the case. Unwrapping the guitar had raised too many suspicions. And the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler.
What's that?
Mr. Latus.
Ah,
Mr. Latus was an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So Mr. Latus tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler was to get rid of the whole lot. The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then Mr. Latus died. With lamina and to witness it. That's your case. Brilliant, man.
Detective Crescent?
I gotta know. You make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Darren. Fair. The Republic of Bulgaria? Sorry, man, I haven't even been there. True, you haven't. Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoons in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, or Bulgarian accomplice. That's all. You had an accomplice that was clear from the start. The voice Amanir heard proves it. You made this transmission from backstage. But your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it?
This is it, the coup de grace. And for once I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him.
Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly punished. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? What? Lemurier was the accomplice?
Prodigy gets the forehead checked out. As you may recall, Lamia was attacked yesterday. Hardly something someone does to one's accomplice. I'd like to commend Prosecutor Gary on his superb reasoning.
Certainly, and have this penalty for your trouble.
Ouch.
Let me ask again.
I overthought it again, didn't I?
This person's the accomplice?
I thought you said the accomplice was Bulgarian.
Can I take that back? Certainly. Have this penalty for your trouble.
Fuck. There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. And that person is the defendant, Matthew Tabay.
But, Mr. Justice, he's your client.
A defence attorney accusing his clients? That's a new one. I assure you, no one's more unhappy about this than I am. But I'm here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latus. And I stand by my statement earlier, he's innocent of that particular crime.
Indeed, the defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be an accomplice, but what if it was in fact Lamoureux?
It couldn't have been.
Will you seem sure of yourself this time around?
The reason is electric signals, Your Honour.
Electronic signals?
Recall this remote only works at a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless.
Yes, that's true.
Now think back to the testimony. When the shooter made the transmission, Lamoureux was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at this stage diagram. This is the area the remote could reach from the vent.
Well, looking at this, seems like Lamoureux still could have done the deed.
No. When the shooter made the transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and Lamoureux standing. But what the fuck? They're on a tower which appears to be 15 feet tall. And the Lamoureux standing were in the air. There we go. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lamoureux's position in the air vents.
Ah!
Well, Detective Crescend, what do you say to that? Your Honour.
Yes, Detective?
Can I see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time.
Well, I don't see why not.
Don't tell me he has a way out of this. Too bad, so sad, punk.
Punk?
First you were seized, then killed, now punk. You're losing round fast, Apollo.
What exactly are we supposed to see in this video?
The problem isn't what we see, correct, Darren? Right, it's what you hear. We're musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the wee penis to set off the igniter? That right?
Yes.
In order to do that, you have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Take another listen. Pay attention to the piano.
What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine.
And that's the problem, man. So you still don't get it? Yeah. How are you supposed to hit the switch if he's playing? You got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the Diva.
Lamoureux?
But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. But remember where you found it. The piano plays non-stop. He couldn't have pressed the switch.
Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing if the guitar catches fire.
Well, it's okay, we all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo, were we wrong?
I can't be wrong. Everything makes sense. How could it all just... Strange? What's strange? No, it's just... Something's odd about the performance there. Odd?
Mr. Justice, if Maki Tabai didn't press that switch, he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice.
You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin guitar's on fire, but the pianist didn't press the switch. In other words, your story's full of holes.
Mr. Justice, I need a final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Maki Tabai the accomplice?
Let's pull up the music mixer again. I feel like I definitely heard something there.
Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give me some thoughts.
Apollo, if Maki's not the accomplice, our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed the switch. You better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Just something's odd about the performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd?
Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Maki Tabai pressed the switch? Let's hear your final answer.
I don't know if I'd call this proof, per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us evidence supporting it. Therefore, ahead, you'll see all about this. Accept it. There's no evidence, man.
Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim the defendant pressed that switch?
The basis for my claim is music, Your Honour.
Music? What about music?
Listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed, right before the guitar burst into flame.
I hear a piano being played.
But doesn't it sound kind of simple?
Simple?
I think you know what he's suggesting. You think Magic could have played that part with one hand?
One hand?
He only needed one hand to press the switch. He could play the piano with the other. Ha! What? You're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah? You got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part even if he had free hands. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you going to prove whether he played with one hand or two? You can't. I admit it would be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. And how do you know that? The clues what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No, no way.
It seems to come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear Mr. Justice say for himself. Show the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand, right before the guitar burst into flames.
Magic was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire, and one section of the song proves it.
That's the section. I'm afraid I don't hear it. What's your opinion as an artist, Prosecutor Gavin?
It's a beautiful song, and the lyrics are outstanding.
I take it to mean there isn't a problem with this section at all.
Wait, so what was the odd thing Gavin heard? Switch was pressed on the first half of the second verse, right? I know, I just need to find a place to compare to that. Your Honour, if you give me one more chance, I think I can find it.
I suppose we don't have a choice. Very well.
I heard that friggin' bum no just then. Definitely. Ah. Oh my god, this is the fucking Badger vase all over again. No, I'm looking it up. Fuck that. I probably could have figured that out eventually, but this case has just dragged on way too fucking long. I've had enough of it. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realised by now just what it is that sounded odd to you. As I'm sure you realise it's yourself, Heffarhead.
Realise what?
I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the but a fleeting melody fades. Man, how many times have I listened to the same thing? You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we?
Another section?
The guitar bursts into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to Oh That Night in Your Embrace.
Play verse 2 again.
There, did you hear that?
They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different.
What? Well put, Your Honour. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. What does that prove? I think you'd know that by now. Oh, this is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. The two verses different arrangements happens all the time. Not this time, Darren. There's no point in changing the arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had it in place specifically so the piano would stay in the background. Oh. That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly differently, I asked myself. Now ask yourselves why Mackie changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Oh!
Order! Order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Ah, quite. Though personally, this comes at a terrible disappointment. What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shot him up.
Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I'll now state the court's opinion on this matter.
Good show, Sleeves. No, great show. It's not over. I don't like it when he looks so happy. Tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Heffarhead. Huh? Me? Yeah, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you've yet to show a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts. Anyone can see it was him.
Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But... 1,000 facts may point towards the same conclusion. Without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present.
I think if we did, we may have already seen it a long way back.
It's unfortunate, but at present the court is unable to acknowledge your accusation.
What?
The truth is staring us right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Apollo, remember what Daddy said?
It won't be easy proving he did it, especially not under the current court system. So what do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware it'll be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Darren Crescent's igniter and set it off.
I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter.
I think you spent a weak spot now. The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something's fatal.
Can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I've got a tie on my hands, but I've got no more time to play pretend with a deadweight attorney.
Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter.
Huh?
Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Professor?
Professor?
Prosecutor Gavin.
Yeah, good guitars are kept dry is why. Provides the best sound.
Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning.
What?
Fine time, Justice. If you blow this one, you'll be out of your hands for good.
Go for it, Apollo. What, and this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better, I'm rather fond of poetry. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Ugh. Her forehead. You're accusing this man Darren Crescent of two crimes. The murder of Mr. Latus and smuggling of a Bohemian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case.
The trial's already run on for far too long.
Yes, it fucking has, Judge. Yes, it fucking has.
Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment the cross-examination ends. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darren Crescent.
Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Darren Crescent is... Oh, fuck.
Call a witness. Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence.
So what is?
It sure couldn't show decisive evidence. Perhaps what I need to do to prove my case was something else.
You mean a witness?
Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who's this person who can prove Darren Crescent's guilt? His accomplice, surely.
The one person who can prove Darren Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tabei.
Your client again?
Machi Tabei was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darren Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle the cocoon is the real criminal in the case.
How so?
It required just one of the very cocoons Mr. Letus was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Bulginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon will leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find inside the burnt out guitar.
Very scientific of you.
Thus, if Machi Tabei acknowledges his agreement with Darren Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of Bulginian cocoon, the case is solved. Darren's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? The little key-tickler won't acknowledge anything, especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling.
What's all that about?
Taking a cocoon as a country means death, by Bulgarian law. Yeah, see? If our penis really was a smuggler, testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure the news has already reached Bulginia. And the likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Bulgarian cocoon. Yeah, but... But if Machi doesn't admit to the smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Bulgarian police. It's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tabei. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan, Machi Tabei knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion, real nice. Want a house made of cookies? A house made of pianos? Come on. Please! Don't talk! Dan, I consider that my last session with you vivocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession. Excuse me. Oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though.
Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk? You'll tell the court everything?
I didn't want to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I know, from the beginning I know. Machi. Situation, can't explain, but money I needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raised a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. That's the golden rule. However,
It's become apparent that all things can be tried by as a standard.
should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system to which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi-Tabei,
Yes?
I promise you'll receive a fair trial by the courts, by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latos, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
I thank you. I only lied, but you'll see truth. You'll find truth.
That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant Machi-Tabei not guilty. Court is adjourned.
I wonder what'll happen to Machi.
He did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well.
Daddy! I owe you both my thanks.
Lamira?
Mine, is something wrong?
I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage, your friend.
Yes, I thought of him as like my own son. Even now I do, yet. Something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. And he must pay for what he's done. Is that not how it should be?
I'm still sorry.
Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I'm considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I've always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, unforgiving.
According to the doctor, Mamoru lost his sight due to some kind of accident. An accident?
As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I'll take up painting.
Painting?
That's right, she's a landscape painter in sound after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Ooh, I can't wait, Lamolier.
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what? You reminded me I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission.
Apollo, Tussie, I hope we meet again someday soon. You bet, me too.
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the guitar's serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gowns even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad,
Have them catch the killer at the end.